With that being said, let's get a hype train going for episode 16. We're about to do 3 episodes today. 3, tres, not fear, 3, tres. So why don't we go ahead and say hi YouTube, drop a hi YouTube, because this is going to be like months in advance for them. So let's go Garfield. Yeah, smash that like button, subscribe. I don't know, some statistic somewhere says like a majority of you guys that are watching aren't subscribed. So subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell me what you've done for self-care. I get on your case every episode and every time we do this. So tell me what you've done for self-care. Don't try and hide. Don't try and be like, oh, he's pointing out like that I'm not doing self-care. I want you to do something for you, and gosh darn it, if nobody says it, you know, even if just you're laying in bed watching this YouTube video, I'm proud of you. And I'm proud of you for just sticking it out through this pandemic, for even just watching YouTube as self-care. You know, you do you, and I appreciate you, and I'm pretty sure that the rest of the chat will do this too. You did the watching of the video, exactly. Even if it's just getting out of bed. Hey, for some of us, that's a struggle, and that's a victory as well. So we are very much appreciate you all, and I very much appreciate every single one of you guys. And with that being said, why don't we go ahead and just jump into it? Oh, you brushed your teeth today. That's actually quite... Oh, why did this go into single mode? That's actually pretty awesome. Congratulations. Anyway, episode 16, 3-0. Let's go. All right. Oh, is this backstory? Oh. Oh no. That's gonna cause some impairments. Yikes. Oh dang, even Amelia's stepping up. Oh, come on, Subaru. If you get Garfield on your team, you're gonna be OP. Gotta hit him right in the heart. Right in the heart. She a snack, she protects, she attack. EMT's the way to go. Damn. Ooh. Way to hit him in the heart. Ooh. Oh, Subaru. I mean, I guess if he's your enemy, you're gonna attack him like this. I don't think he... Oh. I don't think he hates her. Oh. Oh. Alright. It's a trauma, dude. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh. Oh no. Alright, who took his lasagna? Who took his lasagna? I will repeat that again. Can someone get this man his lasagna? It will solve anything. No, but this honestly feels like a misunderstanding from a child's point of view of something traumatic that happened. And yikes. Yikes. Because I can assume that hate should also transcend it into if you leave this world or if you leave this bubble, you're literally pointing yourself against me. His mother stole his lasagna. Ooh, Turkip. Ooh. Yeah, and children tend to blame themselves for the actions of their parents, and it's a lot. It is a lot for a child to go through something, you know. Um, and my big thing is like, especially if you have siblings or whatnot, they can act as your anchor or your support or whatever. But if your support leaves as well, then what happens? There's a lot of self hatred. There's a lot of like, things would have been different if. There's a lot of ifism. And like being able to address those in hopefully a nicer way than Subaru did it. Hopefully in a setting where um hopefully in a setting where you're actually like comfortable opening up and not just being forced to open up would be significantly better. Because yeah, being forced to open up sucks. And if you're not comfortable opening up in any setting, even with friends, don't do it, guys. You guys know best. Anyway. Quite literally, he's making himself a barrier. Think about that. An emotional barrier. A physical barrier. Oh. Ooh. 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 Yeah, did Subaru's gate just break? Ooh.
さてな、そん中にとんでもなく腹ペコな猫でも入ってるんじゃないか。アシストはここまでだよ。口聞けないなら聞けないで。
Hello?
やかましいやつだ。ガニ。
Oh. Oh yeah, you gotta take that one for the team, brother. You gotta take that one for the team. Now punch it back. Chad. Yeah, Chad move. Subaru.
よく見ろよ、ガーフィール。お前が怖がってる壁なんざどこにもない。
Dang, Subaru's a better therapist than Echidna. Oh. Excuse? Oh my god, this is... Did he just use the... He has an unseen hand now? What? You're done for, Garth. You're done for, Garth. Oh my gosh, okay. Oh. Let's go. Petrosian for the win. Incoming. AC 130. Coming in hot. Get old. Before we continue. Okay, holy shit. That was a lot. That was a lot to take in. So then he picked up the other. This feeds into my theory so much. I guess now's the time. Now's the time, if any. Now Absolutely. I have a whole document, and I'm not gonna completely show it until like the end of season 2. I'm guessing, where I have like circles upon circles of like everyone connected, like Roswell to like Subaru, and how Subaru doing a certain action will impact the flow of certain things, and why certain things, like for example, the archbishops, what's unknown, what's known. It's like the big conspiracy guy that's pointing everywhere. Yeah. I have a big document filled with that. But anyway, there was a couple things that popped up, and I guess this is one of the big things that I can walk with. Right? Who, what, where, why, when, how. Right? Who created the archbishops and the narrative behind the witch? And I know I've talked about this in one of the previous episodes before. And if you guys are new to this, um, like in terms of like you guys haven't heard this year before, I'll go into. I think you know how I'm going to put it. I feel like the instability of a lot of people when given power destabilizes them completely. Right? Yeah, this is my tinfoil hat moment for all of you guys that are here. Uh, and I know Echidna said he had like the witch sloth factor or whatever, your sloth factor, some shit like that when they were having tea. But here's my thing. I think when Satala specifically, when she's painted, like there's there's three versions of her. If we're gonna go off of the working theory that I have, right? And you guys uh, can go ahead and I don't know how to put it. Argue with me on this later on in the future. I don't think. So with the archbishops, right? We have the seven deadly sins or the nine deadly sins or however many. I don't know if there's going to be even more. If it's just going to follow like the Full Metal Alchemist stuff, or it's like the seven deadly sins or so ever, right? My thing is this: where did this come from, right? Because there's two big perspectives on Satala that we've seen so far, right? We saw the unstable version of her that kills him when he speaks up about it. We've seen the version of her that's very caring, very positive, very self-care oriented, where she talks about like, like you gotta like love yourself, you gotta put your life in first, all of this stuff. The crazy version reminds me a lot of Betelgeuse. And I wonder, and this is even just like a small droplet of the overall art like working theory that I have, right? I wonder if Betelgeuse if he had a sane side and what his sane side was. If he had a sane side, did he have it during like being an archbishop, or did he have a life before? And if he had a life before, this just goes right into something else, right? So the Witch of Envy is portrayed. Yeah, it's big brain hours tonight. The Witch of Envy is portrayed so far in what we've watched, or what I've watched, I guess, because you guys are always ahead, as like this evil individual. She killed all the witches, so on and so forth. If who's telling this narrative? First off, right? Who is telling this narrative? And this is aside. You guys don't answer this. Please don't spoil any comments. My thing is, and here's where I think Echidna is a 5D player. Yes, absolutely. I will go ahead. I think like she is very much like and so. And I use this a lot because one of my professors always used it when a kid was super duper smart. You would say they're a mega brain, right? Because they're super duper smart. They're the best at what they've got to do, and like they get it done, right? I think she's playing 5D chess. I think there's other individuals out here playing 5D chess as well. And I think they haven't been shown in the series so far. And the reason why I say this is quite simple. Every including Roswell, even when I thought Roswell was going to be a big bad, which she turned out to be, it doesn't seem as looming as, like, who can set up a narrative to frame something this much, erase the names, the stories, and keep just the basis of what happened. So, the best way I can put it is, if there is someone out there that is creating this stuff, that is making this happen, who, what, where, why? Why? So, I'll go back into my original theory. I think when Satala says she loves Subaru, she's not technically lying. I think that the archbishops are the broken part of a complete individual. And I think Subaru is the story. Okay, I'm going to get into this. Sorry, it's a lot to take in. And I'm sorry this might be like a little much for a lot of people. And you guys might be like, whoa, 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 whoa. But just go on this road with me. So, one of the most famous stories that I've heard, like I tend to read up on, it's like a lot of great tales, right? One of them includes Pandora's box, right? And after you end up releasing all this disease, all this horrors, everything, at the end of it, there's hope, right? And if we're going to put it in this way, I think that the Witch of Envy was stopped, sealed, whatever you may call it, right? Someone, something, some power, some individual, whatever you may call it, I feel like it's like, even if their old self remains, even if they themselves, as like the hero, the sage, the dragon, whoever it was, right, that contained all of this, or none of it, or whatever it may have been, if they remained and they took away all the powers, they sealed the witch, and upon it they took it on themselves. And they broke themselves up into pieces in order to be with the witch, if they ever loved the witch, if they were together. Who knows? It was 400 years ago. If they broke themselves up into these pieces, if they're using echidna's theories of reincarnation, if you start putting in all of these different factors, what do you get? You get a man that literally separated out all the evil into separate parts, into whatever that they may be, or a woman, who knows. And this individual could live out their life there. I don't know. But you also get hope being sent out into the future as well. Hope being reincarnated. Hope being allowed back. Now, what happens when an individual, for example, now that we know that Subaru can go ahead and use this. Sorry, guys. I'm sorry if I'm going like too far, too fast, or whatever, right? So what happens if an individual starts collecting these things? So what happens if Subaru collects all of it? Does he literally become whole? And that's sort of my thing is, if he pieces all of these things together, what is he at that point? Sloth, greed. What are some of the other ones? I've pride. If you start collecting all of these different pieces, you make a human being. Thinking about that thoroughly, like in a well-regulated individual that is able to go ahead and put together different areas of themselves, like, in the same capacity, right? Because if you have too much of one, it's bad. But if you're able to have like unique segments of each one, not even well proportioned, some might be more than the others, you get a human being. And that's sort of what I'm seeing here, especially now that he can use the unseen hand. Like, oh, you're just a lurker and you're speechless. Oh, well. This is just my crackpot theories. I hope you guys have your it's not saying it in the least. I'm just saying it off of what I've watched and sort of like my inner workings of the circles I made and everything, right? And now this goes back into Sapo. And I hate to throw it back this way. Because as I said, you can still have the original person, whatever they may be, still roaming. They might be 400 years old. They might have taken on disciples, students, been a great academy, whatever they may wanted to have done. But they literally just separated themselves off and thrown themselves off everywhere in the hopes of like reuniting in the future or whatever that may be. And I don't think they'd like each other. If I'm being 1,000% honest, if I separated myself into 8 different parts, 7 different parts, 9 or 10 or 11, however many different parts, if I met part A, like, the originator, I wouldn't like him. Why the fuck did they do that? If you're going to talk about like a certain emotion taking over, who, what, where, why, it's not that they'd ever get together in that thing. Anyway, and I know this is running on long, but trust me. So it's Satala, on the other hand. This, I feel like, as much as this individual did it for themselves, I feel like they also did it for her. But they didn't replace the bad part, but they did take away the hope and flung it somewhere, if that makes sense. And this is why when we were doing the ending or the opening and we saw the 3 different shades of color that were given to her, as opposed to one change for everyone else, it sort of like sparked that up in me again, which is essentially, what if Emilia is just the hope version that the original Satala and like the dark side of Satala have? Because wouldn't you want, like, what is the best way to put out hope than an innocent individual that is either struggling to reach their goal or an individual that is too innocent to, I don't know how to put it, like, for themselves or for their future, but like they're living through all the strifes and struggles. Anyway, sorry guys, I know this is crackpot theory time, but I've probably taken away way too much time. There was way more to discuss, and I have a lot of other different points that have alluded to it from the first thing, and I might have just spoiled. Yeah, and that's essentially the Greek story for you. That's what happens in like the Pandora story. So, yeah. Anyway, with that being said, why don't we go ahead and just continue? I hope you guys are okay. Did you guys enjoy that? Are you guys okay? Chat, are you guys doing okay? It's extremely interesting. Oh, I'm glad. I'm glad. I know it's a bit of a crackpot theory, but this is just the way that my brain works. No, 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 no. Satan assumes a split person assume. No, 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 no. You can definitely be, for example, in DID or people with dissociative identity disorders. Your other things, people, whatever they may be, don't necessarily have to be you. They can be a completely different human being, the way that they interact, the way that they talk, the way that they do certain things. And we even see that with Ryuzu and the different clones of Ryuzu that are there, right? They don't even have to look the same, especially if we're putting that out there that, like, this individual literally took out, like, the different evil or good in of themselves and threw it out into the world. Whoever landed on it, landed on. Or maybe they entrusted it onto someone to do something. Who knows? That's just my point, is like, I feel like there's more to the origin story than what we're being told. And I feel like it's like it was just like quickly brushed upon or foreshadowed upon. And then like, oh, we'll add on different stuff. But like, yeah, that's pretty much it. So uh but my whole thing is, I hope you guys I hope you guys are okay with that. This is how my brain works, and this is why I tend to like either get like really quiet sometimes and just process it, and then like put it all together in my brain and or type it down or write it somewhere. Because for me, I'm taking notes as to where certain things can go. Of course, one of the biggest things I have to say, and like someone asked me this question before, was limited brain works. Someone asked me this question before. Uh, it was like, do you think that Subaru is in a dream? And I don't think so. I think that this show will either end in one of 2 ways, right? And of course, you guys are going to be like, of course, right? I think this show is either going to be super duper depressive, like it's going to be like happy, where like, who knows? They make it through, Emilia gets crowned, and all of a sudden, like, Subaru, everything's going well. Who knows? They might get married or whatever. All of a sudden, Subaru gets pulled back into his real world and everything that he's gone through. he has to start from zero. All of the people that he met are, yeah, it's bittersweet because like the way that I'm thinking about it, it's like it's not just pain, but it's like it'll leave you with hope, with the hope that like there might be an opportunity to go back, with the hope that like who knows, like someone or something is out there or looking, or just a completely sad ending where Subaru does pass away in the end, and you're just left with Amelia. I don't know, man. I'm just saying, like, my whole thing is like him waking up, or like the whole comment about like him trying to like wake up. It doesn't flow with the way that he's writing it. I would think that he would go more with like a true bit better sweet ending, where and sprinkle in a little hope the way that he always does, where if everything's going great, boom, utter sadness, and then a little bit of hope that there might be something. So, all right, let's go ahead and continue. I'm so sorry, guys. I apologize. We'll go ahead and continue. Wait, does he have a lap pillow? Yes! Oh, lap pillow. What a lucky dude. Aww. Oh, oh, Patraj. Oh. Perfect. Oh, wow. My boy. Oh. Literally, like, go and confront your past. Ooh. They looked on you at the end of it. Pobrecito. He was just a baby. Ooh. Of course he's not gonna understand it. Ugh. Oof. Oof. Oh. Oh no. Oh no, my heart. Yeah. You'll come up with your own narrative. Oh no. Oh. Yes. Yes, he's bettering himself. That was cute. Ugh.
それでシーマさんはリュウズさんのお姉さんなの？妹さんなの？ああ、いや、その辺ややこしいからまた今度で。
Yeah, Happy Garth is awesome. Garth, you always had a family. The Ryuzes were there. And family always wins. Let's go, Garth. That was, no one turns their back on family. True. Very true, AC.
だからほら、さっきのその大事なことだから、試練と他のたくさんのことが片付いてからゆっくりお話ね。
So there's more to the kiss that... Excuse?
今から終わった後の相談なんて結構余裕あんだね、エミリアさん。どうだろう。虚勢張ってるだけかもしれないわよ。きっとうまくいく。俺とエミリアさんのデート券をかけてもいいぜ。はいはい。
An accidental marriage. Yeah. Alright, now you take everyone, Subaru, back to the mansion. Okay, well, everyone is here. Super Smash Bros. What a bro! Aw. Wait, what? Aw. My dude. Aw. Yeah, Garf saw these messages. Whoa. Alright, why you gotta be a bitch? Echidna. Why you gotta be mean? Salt! But there's the salt! Let me just sprinkle that in. Oh, okay. Oh, please. Ah, adorable. Absolutely. I thought when Garth was talking, I was like, I saw the thing. I thought it was when he was like pissed off, angry, before their fight. And like he had walked in there and saw them like kissing and then like stepped out and was like, I'm gonna be angry out here and wait for them to be done. I was like, oh, okay, that's a bro move. But even then, like that's even funnier. He walked in there, he had his whole thing and he saw like all the messages he left. That's great. Overall, a great episode. I think it's setting up. I think it's setting up a lot for. Exactly. Could you imagine how awkward that would be? It's like you walk in, right, and the person you're supposed to beat up is like literally kissing the girl that that like he has a thing for, and like you're pissed off, but are you pissed off enough to go in there and ruin that moment, or do you want to wait for him to like come outside and y'all scrap out? That's just funny. That's great. That's great. But it's even funnier that like he was in there and then he woke up, or and was like, What the fuck did this dude draw? Like that's awesome. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that. You know, the ending, the best thing I can analyze is it's straight up going to be like I can feel the salt from the kid now already. So this is going to be a battle. But anyway, I appreciate everyone on YouTube watching. I hope you guys have a great day. Twitch, you guys want to say bye to them? Yeah, thanks. You guys are quick to respond to that one. Bye, YouTube. Be safe. Practice some self care. And then, yeah, for those of you that are still here on Twitch, yeah, please don't spoil anything. YouTube commentators, please don't. Like, if you guys do, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be pissed. Let me go ahead and I just saw something. All right, yeah. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them at this point. Like, for those of you still on here, what do you think about Ross's character at this point? Oh, actually, I really wanted to talk about. I think the Roswell that, and I think I mentioned this a couple streams ago. I'm pretty sure that the others did. They're probably going to share in a bit their self portraits on Discord. My big thing is with Roswell is I think he knows Echidna personally. If I put it this way, just off of the interactions that they've had, I think that Roswell is probably mastered that like technique that Echidna has been deployed, just based off of like a couple of major things, right? So one thing that everyone keeps like dodging, and by dodging I mean high dodging. Like I ask a question and everyone's like, "Nope, miss me with that shit." Who was Roswell's parents? What was their names? I think that Roswell has quite literally, like, I don't know. I feel like he's been alive for a long time. I feel like his whole goals and ambitions are based out of an unrequited love, if that makes sense. This feels like what a high schooler or a middle schooler would do out of affection for someone that they love and they're not getting that affection back, but they still hold on to that like sensation of love, to that sensation of admiration for someone. That's the way I view him. He's not necessarily a bad person, but he is malicious in the way that he Mama Rob. See, but people always do that. But I'm like, what were their names? It's important to know their names. It's not just like one or the other. Yeah, but that's my point. It's like I always feel as though there's more to him that meets the eye in that. But I also feel like, for example, even his clown makeup. What inspired him to get that clown makeup? Why? Who, what, where, why, when, so on and so forth. His grandmother drank a lot. Well, I mean, everyone has their own issues, man. I'm not gonna. Roswell Mathers. Well, oh, that's funny. All right, you got me on that one. Because names have an importance, and in a story that's so well written, that's so well done, like I don't know, when you tend to shy away from pointing out a name, it shows that there's some significance behind it. Even like trying to brush over like a kiss, like the kiss happened, they're like and then they're like, all right, let's get over it. When there's some significance to it, there's always some little things like that pop up. Oh, someone knows their names, Kenichi Naoko. Yeah. So good question though, really, really good question. As long as it's spoiler free, yeah. Because I know some of you guys read like the light novel or the web novel or whatever. I don't. I literally, as you guys can tell, I literally watch this with you guys when we go through. Right. Because it happened in another loop. Yeah. See, but That's sort of where I picked up my whole sealing like thing, where she was probably sealed, but it not just saved her, but it saved the world as well. Yeah, I feel like that could be it. That could also be a complete loop. Could be. It's an interesting theory. What I also think is like, if, for example, if there are broken parts, or if the broken part theory um, does add hint to that, my big thing is like, how do I put it? He loves the aspects of him that are being portrayed, right? Because like, if someone saves you, if someone saves an innocent version, then like you're gonna hold on to those feelings towards that person. Oof. Well, yeah, and that's one. That's actually a common complaint I've heard, Cedric. That, and you're probably going to be like, "What?" That like ReZero is a very dialogue heavy show, and I'm like, "What? Isn't that like most real life?" Like, I don't know why people complain about ReZero being dialogue heavy when the majority of their life they're talking. I feel like there's some bad blood there. Just straight up, like Echidna just doesn't really like. Well, I mean, if would you like the person that killed you, or would you like the person that killed you and their like, whether it's another version of them or their family or daughter or whatever it may be? I wouldn't. I'd be pissed. I'm not gonna be friendly with you. No, I'd be petty about it. Yeah, absolutely. But I also think that like Echidna only displays emotions to try and get a certain situation. I actually like the way that it was animated. I'm not gonna shit on it just because like there's some stuff that wasn't completely included. I'm an anime only watcher. This is so far like what I got. Also, I hope you guys have finished up your portraits and have put them on the Discord. The beautiful, beautiful portraits of whatever they may be. Please go ahead and do them. It'll be interesting and glad to just see that. Yeah, sadly, a lot of people do like they just completely hate on it for being dialogue heavy, but some of the best shows are dialogue heavy. Some of the best games that I love are like Hideo Kojima games. They're dialogue heavy. Like Metal Gear Solid 4 was literally like watching a movie, which was great. I loved it. One day I'm gonna record myself doing like an Info Wars, but I'm gonna call it Lagunica Wars. Uh, it's kind of like Alex Jones takes on everything, but I'm just gonna spit out all my conspiracies, which are gonna be great. No, I really want to hear your whole theory on this. Yeah. Oh, hey, thanks for the follow, man. I really appreciate it. Clock the gaming, huh? Well, I'm glad I didn't fall for any. Yeah, because Echidna's playing a long game. So if you think about it, Echidna is such a five-head player in terms of chess that like she knows that she'll need Echidna to try and go ahead and bring Subaru over and so on and so forth, right? So if she's playing this long game, like of course you're gonna instruct Puck to try and keep her alive as much as possible, right? But I also feel as though there's more to Puck than we're being led on to believe, because his attachment is different, much like vehicles, if that's a thing. I don't know what it is. I'll be honest. I haven't thought that far ahead. The only things that I get are sort of that parental attachment, but he's already discussed that in the first season. So, yeah, also that best girl stuff. I'm so glad I wasn't around with that. Because I'll be honest, if I was around during the time of like best girl or like all the fights and whatnot, it would have turned me off from the anime. I probably wouldn't have like gotten into it as much as I've gotten into now. Especially since I get to break it down a lot. Yeah. Oh, sorry. It took a while to go ahead and come all the way down, but Yeah, no, I can such a five-hit player. I don't feel like she's the only one. Uh, the front lines of the waifu wars. Yes, I would have been leading the army for Ram. Ram deserves more love. Right. Yes and no. I feel like they see a lot of each other in each other. Like that's the way that I can put it. But I also feel as though uh, she knows like it's the long game, and this is where I'm thinking that Echidna is more than likely going to go ahead and succeed, and she knows that the only way that she'll be able to succeed is by getting either Subaru or Emilia to go ahead and go through the trial, and that must sting like a bitch. If I'm being honest, the only way you can be free is if the witch, Envy, or like Emilia, goes ahead and frees you. That must sting. I'll be honest. Oh no, spoilage. Oh well, I'm glad you came back to it. It's such a good show. Yeah, Crush is pretty great. Yeah, I'm not gonna deny Crush. I know Alan really, really likes Crush. Everyone's sleeping on her, um, and yeah, that's the best way I can put it. Yeah, I'm also really, really glad that I came into this without not so much expectations, because like the only thing I was told was it's a good show, you should watch it. But yeah, no, feel free to go ahead and like recommend mobile like base game clickers. I like them. Um, Anastasia, and this is the interesting one. I feel in the future we're about to get a betrayal from her. I don't know why. It's just businessman personality that she has. She's either going to be led to doing something that will probably like mess up her future or something like that. I don't know, man. There's not much information on the anime so far, so I can't really make an educated guess. More complicated or so. Well, there's a lot of different emotions that go into it. I'm sure, yeah. Or crush, whatever you guys want to call her, that's fine. Some business people have a code. Putting that out there. It wouldn't be a betrayal though. They aren't allies. See, here's my thing: is I feel, and this might be wrong, just off of color schemes again, and the way that like it's all inverted. The only person that I genuinely see, aside from Priscilla, that like would go ahead and work with any one of the people, the bad people that we've seen, is Anastasia. So, if that says anything. Monokuma, do you mind putting that on the Discord? That would actually help me a lot because that's sort of where I go and like pick up everything. So that would be amazing. And yeah, I'll definitely check it out, especially if it's on ILS. I'll pick that up easily. Alter ego. Okay. uh, Again, yeah, no. If Kidna wanted to destroy Miller, she would, but then she wouldn't be free, would she? She wouldn't be able to pass to travel, would she? That's, by the way, that's all my theory. In case you haven't like seen later. Yeah, I'm waiting for some things to connect before I go into a full tinfoil hat. Because I have a lot more that like I've connected in my own brain that I kind of don't want to go into. So, for example, one of the big things is I feel as though there are more libraries out there with information as to what really may have happened. I feel as though there might be other people with like genuine connection to like the beginnings that are probably out there that like or probably still haven't been shown or whatever. It's just the way that like the story is leading it. It feels it feels like there's a lot bigger like we're like, oh yeah, no, like this is like the ups and downs, like wow, this is so hard, the whale, all of this, right? But it feels like we're in like there's a big tsunami coming over and we're just not. You ever watch Steins Gate? Been wanting to. I watched I think it was like the first episode, first something. Banana turns green. That's D mail. There we go. There was a couple things in there. Uh, so, with the thoughts of the witch structure of the witch culture, you'll have a lot of good questions. Um, To be honest, it's interesting the fact that, like, for example, Betelgeuse, I'll call them Betelgeuse just because it's easier for me, uh, doesn't work in pairs. They're not working necessarily together. If somebody, I don't know how to put it, is there a directive coming? Who's the order? What's the order? Order to what, where, why? Right. I have 1,000 questions about them. That's all very, 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 very important. Uh, oh, I like Death Note a lot. Death Note was fun. I really genuinely enjoyed Death Note. It's very thought provoking in terms of like how they would catch one, and also just the psychology of man itself, which is good to go into. But anyway, I hope y'all had an absolutely wonderful time. We did 3 episodes, y'all. 3 episodes. Uh, whoa. Spider-Will. You underestimate how taboo witch cultists are. I'm pretty sure no one would work with them without outright joining. Okay, how about this? You're a royal candidate in a selection where they tell you, you know what, well, I'm able to go ahead and eliminate a member for you. We don't have to work with you. You can just bring them here. It happens. Doesn't necessarily mean that like you're outright allies, but it does mean that you're having common sense threads of nobility in terms of the way that they try and act, especially around medieval time or pre-medieval time, in the way that they try and get rid of one another. That's just the way that like a lot of people would like, when people got caught, it's like, oh no, I didn't know about that. What are you talking about? No, absolutely not. Bye, Shoe Hunter. Have a good night. Yeah, but Betelgeuse was a special case. That's the best way I can put it. He was literally like the fingers of a hand. If when the time comes, especially like if there's no season 3 announced, I might ask persuading questions, but not necessarily like full cut content. Like give me everything. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be Julius. Julius doesn't know. There are stuff that you do that like your family doesn't know about. That's the way nobility works. Anyway, I appreciate y'all so much. I'm actually gonna head to bed as well. I am tired. Even doing some of this and especially having my brain go a little bit overboard. Uh, like it tends to be a bit. But anyway, I appreciate all of you guys. Please have a great night. Practice some self-care. Put your photos back up on Discord if you guys are just watching and just chilling in the back. Please join our Discord. It's always fun to be there. We have a mood eye roller. You guys can pick your waifus and husbandos if you guys need that. Uh, have a good night. Thanks for being a lurker. I genuinely appreciate it, Sharpu. Like I hope you like the stream and all of you guys that are here. Um, have a great night. Take care of yourselves. Please do, especially with the virus and everything out there. And I genuinely appreciate you all. So have a good night, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Be safe. We done sin. No, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Or good morning. I appreciate you. Okay. For those of you that are on a computer, that you're at home, and right now in this world that we're in, I'm going to give you guys this task while we watch this episode. Okay? And then if you guys are on the Discord, I want you guys to go ahead and drop this. This will be your homework from the wizard today. Are you guys ready? What I want you guys to do is throughout this episode, throughout all the hype and everything that's happening, I want you guys to go ahead and draw a picture of yourself. Simple. Whatever that may be, I want you guys to do the best thing. It doesn't matter if you can't draw. Everyone can do a self-portrait. Do whatever that means for you. So I don't care if it's a tree, if it's a bird, if it's a car, if you draw grass as you, whatever that means. I want you to draw a picture of you. Yeah, I know. Trust me. We all hate doing it, but I'll tell you guys what. Sure, you guys can do it afterwards. That's fine. Just feel free to drop it in the chat because it's a self-discovery phase. I think I'll put it this way, and without spoiling too much. As kids, we were told to do this a lot. Oh, feel free to do it. Do it however you want to do it. You can do it abstract, whatever that means for you. I want you to draw a picture of you. And that's fine if you do it physical and just take a picture of it or whatever that may be and put it on Discord. Feel totally fine. And then afterwards, I'll just go over it and I'll just say this: as kids, we're so used to drawing, like being told a specific way of doing things, and as adults, stuff changes the way that we view things, or expressionistic ways. I just want you to go ahead and do the best you that you can do.